Scenes. Okay, we've raced our way into the other studio, and we are here for a very good reason. You're about to meet an amazing man. His name is Lou, the amazing Lou, and these are the superstars when it comes to pest repellers. Have you ever seen this before? Ultrasonic technology, everybody says the same thing. Does it really work? Yes! If you have not brought these into your home tonight or yet, we're gonna show you tonight why you should. Hands up at home if you don't like the rats, the mice, the spiders, the roaches, or the ants. Most of us don't like it. Folks, if I told you that you could plug this in to the outlet and it will help repel all of those nasty things away, what would you say? Millions of people have said yes. Tonight we have, I believe it's 1,700. It's again the only presentation of the entire day. They gave us a price break, $10 off for a massive 6-piece set. It's a deluxe set as well. They work like a dream, whether you live in a condo in the middle of New York City or whether you live in the beautiful countryside. Definitely call us tonight for your testimonial. We'd love to hear it. I said I have somebody amazing. He is here. Ladies and gentlemen, world famous television's very own Luke Caputo.
Why, thank you.
Luke, it's been a while since we did this.
It's been a while since we've done these, yeah. But you know what? We're here in the nick of time, and I'll tell you why. Because spring is like, what, 2 weeks away?
Spring is springing.
Spring is sprunging. So when that happens, what happens with our little friends, the pests?
Yes.
Love is in the air.
Yes.
They start making more little pests. So it's not a question of if you're gonna get pests, it's a question of when you're gonna get pests. And this set of Bell & Howell Ultrasonic Pest Repellers is going to be your best defense. Now, you're getting 6, as Adam pointed out here, and you're getting 2, 2, and 2 in this set. You're getting 2 of the absolute deluxe ones right here that have the night light on them and they have the plugs on the side. Then you're gonna get 2 that have just the night lights, and then you're gonna get 2 that are basic models, but they all function exactly the same when it comes to repelling the pests. Watch this animation because I want you to see the way that these work. The moment you plug them in, they're gonna start to emit ultrasonic sound waves. Now, what are those? Those are sound waves at a frequency higher than human beings can hear, than our dogs, our cats, our kids. None of them can hear that except these guys, the rats, the mice, the ants, the roaches, the spiders, and it drives them out of the area. Why? Because those sound waves bounce off of every solid object in the room. So we're talking about the doors, we're talking about the walls, and they blanket the entire area with an audible force field. We don't know what it sounds like to them, but we think it might be like fingernails on a chalkboard or a siren. You know what I mean? And it drives them away, Adam.
Bell & Howell, they perfected this technology.
Yes.
The technology's not new. I mean, I remember back in the UK, I would see this in 2002, 2003. The difference now in 2016 is Bell & Howell have really refined this. So it's powerful. Folks, it works. This is not our first rodeo with this. People who have pest repellers love them. They're saving a fortune because they're not buying all of this stuff.
Well, and here's the thing, okay? And I realize for a lot of folks out there, this technology sounds like science fiction. Sure. You know what I mean? Because we're using sound waves to repel something. But look at what we used to do, okay? If you look at, I call this the table of death, okay? Because everything on here is designed to kill, to trap and to kill. So if you have an ant problem, all right, you have to buy things that are specifically made to get rid of the ants. Right. And that's, I mean, you've got all kinds of things from baits to sprays to bombs, all kinds of stuff. But if you have a roach problem, you can't use the ant stuff. You got to spend even more money and go buy specific things for the roaches. And again, traps and tablets and sprays and all kinds of things. But then, hold on to your hats, because if you have any sorts of rats or mice or any mammals, guess what? Now we get into the really nasty stuff over here, okay? And we've got the sticky, look at these, look at this. We got the sticky traps down here on the end where the animals get stuck to this. They die of dehydration and starvation. We got poisons. I'm gonna move this stuff out of the way. I won't touch this, but these are poisons right here. This one looks like my dog's favorite little green chew toys. That looks like it could be kitty litter. And when they get into this, the rats and mice, they don't just die right then and there. It takes like 5 days, and then they crawl off and they go into your ceilings or your floors or someplace like that, and they start to decompose, okay? And then you've got this smell that lasts for a couple months. And then, of course, we've got Adam's absolute favorite here. This is a lot of work with these things, because you bait this trap and you sit there and you wait and you wait and you wait, and then all of a sudden, gotcha again.
Every time.
Every time. But the problem with this, again, is a lot of work. You've got to get rid of a carcass with this. Same thing with the sticky traps. There's always something you've got to do. With the Bell & Howell Pest Repellers, you plug these in, and they start working immediately. There's nothing you have to do.
I mean, I don't know if you're like me, but it's just the case. I mean, the reality is, if I go to bed on a nighttime and I see a spider out of the corner of my eye, I can't go to sleep until I got that spider.
Exactly.
Have you ever, God forbid, been walking in the middle of the night? Maybe you get up out of bed to go to the bathroom, and as you walk along, you stand on something and you hear a crunch. Oh, that's the roach that you just stood on. Folks, so many of us have a unanimous agreement when it comes to we don't like the pests. Nope. We don't like the ants, we don't like the roaches, we don't like the spiders. This works. One quick thing, and this to me is the icing on the cake. The price is so, $29, it's so ridiculously low. If it was $29, but I had to spend every month to replace a cartridge or something that needed refilling, then all of a sudden it becomes an expensive proposition. Folks, nothing to do, no maintenance, no replacing it. You buy it once and it works and works and works.
And you don't even know it's working, and that's the best part. It doesn't make any noise. It won't bother your kids. It won't bother your pets. All it does is, I call it like this silent sentry. It just works, whether you're home, asleep, it doesn't matter. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you can use these in the kitchen. You can look at this around the pets' food bowls. That's where the roaches and the ants love to go. You know, in the bathrooms. I mean, any place in the house you want to use them. And remember, you're getting 4 in this set that have the night lights on them.
Yes.
Okay? And 2 of them are going to have the extra plugs in the sides. Now, you're going to hear Adam and I over and over and over again. We're going to talk about rats, ants, mice, roaches, and spiders, okay? Why do we keep saying those 5 species? The reason is that the HSN legal department, who are a bunch of tough people, went to Bell and Howell. They really are. They went to Bell and Howell and they said, listen, if you want to make any claims at all about how these work, you've got to do testing on them. So they went out and they tested them against the rats, the mice, the ants, the roaches, and the spiders, and it was proven that these are effective at repelling those species from the localized areas in which these are working. Okay, notice the way I just said that. So you need to have one in every room. Now, you're getting 6 right now, and that's enough for about 1 floor of the average size house. So if you have a multi-story dwelling, I'm going to tell you right now, pick up more than a 1 set. If you want to put some on your boat, as long as it has power, you can do that. In an RV, it's going to work there. Sheds, barns. Don't forget the basement in your house. I did basement. The attic, the basement, I know, and the garage in your home. Because those areas people always seem to neglect, and that's where they're going to get in.
Once again, I tell you, we have the only presentation because it's a big deal. There's no more left. That's it. And you know, we went through a period of time where these were on every single 2 weeks. I mean, seriously. We have no other presentations scheduled. They work like a dream. Something else that I think you'll appreciate is that we are sending you a couple with the deluxe night lights. It's brilliant. When sun sets, the night lights come on. It works as like a nice safety light inside the house. This is what I've got at home. I would not be without my Bell & Howell Pest Repellers. We're counting backwards with everyone on the phone. We have about 1,300 left before complete sellout. They will all officially go by the time that clock hits 0. I know there's a lot of skepticism, and there always has been. The truth is they work, and they work like a dream. Lou, listen, you know we've sold like at least 3 bazillion of these.
Oh, yeah, for years. And the thing is, we couldn't keep selling them if they didn't work and people didn't like them. Now, here's one of the really greatest things about these, the installation. I want to show you this, okay? Just pick an outlet, wherever you want to put this, okay? You're not even going to lose, you know, the both outlets, because you can plug it in the bottom one. All I'm going to do, boom. Once I plug that in, this starts working immediately. There's a little red LED down here. You're going to see that little red LED pulsing. Whenever that pulses, this is emitting those ultrasonic sound waves out into the room, okay? So that's sending those sound waves out to bounce off the objects. Now, the other thing I want to show you is this. Adam was talking about the night lights and how they work. There's a photo cell in the top of these. When it gets dark in the house, I'm just going to cover this with my hand to simulate it, but when it gets dark in the house, watch what I'm going to do. Put my hand over the top of this, watch the night lights. See how they come on? So when that photo cell gets covered or when it gets dark in the room, the night lights, and these are super bright too, so you're going to get a really nice night light in addition. It's like you're getting 2 things in one.
But Lou, because if you're at my house right now and all the lights be out because Chelsea's in bed, the little night light, it illuminates the pathway in the hallway. Cannot speak more highly enough about this product. I launched these with Lou about 5 years ago, was it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was a huge sensation because all of us have pest problems. We don't like rats or mice or spiders or roaches or ants, and this solves it.
Well, and it's a seasonal thing, too, and that's what's interesting about this because we're just coming out of the winter right now, and a lot of times in the winter time, what are we getting? We're getting more of the rats and the mice that are coming inside.
Prime time.
Prime time for them. Why? Because they're looking for food, water, shelter. They want heat. You've got all that in your house. They want to come in for that in the winter. In the summertime, man, all those bugs are out there. You're getting the roaches, and you're getting the ants, and you're getting those spiders. So these are seasonal. I mean, they work all year round for you, but no matter what your pest problem is, we get these phone calls all the time from people that are like, one time of the year they're getting this, the other time of the year they're getting that. These are going to cover all of them. And listen, if you live in a brand new house and you think that you are invulnerable, why? Because your house is brand spanking new and it's all sealed up nice and tight. You're not, okay? Because when they built your house, they tore up the environment where all these pests live. They're looking for somewhere new to go, okay? If you live in the city, and you talked about this a little bit earlier, Adam, you know, people live in high-rise buildings. Again, they think they're invulnerable because they're way up in the air. Not the case. These things all climb. They can get up there. And maybe the worst thing is that you have neighbors that live not just on either side of you, above you and below you as well, and you cannot control the way these people live.
Listen, let's be really frank about this.
Okay.
You could double or triple the price. I'd still buy them.
Yep.
I'd still pay for it. Because what we're saying, if you listen, is just simply this. You plug this in, ideally every room in the house, and you're getting 6 of them, so that's a heck of a lot. Right. You plug this in and then we stop worrying about the spiders and the ants and the roaches. I mean, that's a huge weight off your mind. It's for the money, for the price, it's such a small amount of money for such a massive, massive benefit. And again, I don't want you to think there are ongoing expenses, that you have to change out a filter or a cartridge every month. Nothing. It's a one-time purchase. The only thing I would say is that if you have a multi-story, multi-level home, if you can put one in every single room of the house, that's my best advice.
No, and that's a big deal, and I'll tell you why, because I always tell the story. I had an experience. I used to pay somebody to come out to my house, about $40 a month, and they would do what they call barrier pest control, where they would come and spray poison all the way around the perimeter of the house. Now, that works because it stops all these creatures from crossing into your house through the thresholds. Problem is that if something comes through the basement or through the attic, it gets stuck in the house. Well, I had a rat that dropped off a tree, went across my roof, found a little tiny hole in one of the eaves of the house, got into my garage, and chewed through the air conditioning hoses that came from the outside unit to the inside. So one day, guess what? We don't have any AC. I go out in the garage and there's a rat running across. Oh, yeah, it was shocking. Let me tell you something. And it's before I had the Bell & Howell Pest Repellers, obviously. Now, I don't pay somebody to come out there to do the barrier pest control because I don't need them, because the Bell & Howell Pest Repellers prevent that from happening. And you know, Adam, one big deal about this too. You were talking about how there's nothing ever to do again with these. Look at all the stuff on the table here. And this is the stuff that we always use. I want you to think about this for a second. By the time that you have to go out and buy any of this stuff here, you've already got an infestation in your home, okay? Whether you realize it or not, by the time you see one roach, there's probably 1,000. By the time you see one rat, there's probably a dozen. So that's why I tell people, listen, Bell & Howell Pest Repellers are preventive, okay? They stop the problem from happening. Everything else on this table is reactionary. It's too late by the time you've got to use those.
Now, don't forget, we've upgraded this set for you tonight.
We have.
So you get 2 of the originals, you get 2 with the night lights, and you get 2 with the night lights and the outlet, so you don't lose the existing outlet. Right. You have to give this a go. I mean, we have had, over the course of the years, some amazingly powerful testimonials. People that live in the middle of the countryside, people that live in an apartment, and they say they don't even think about it anymore. The reality is, most of us don't like the bugs. We don't like the pests. We don't want to see the spiders crawling around. Nope. We don't want to see the ants running around. We don't want to see the roaches, God forbid, on the floor that we stand on. We don't want it. We want to be able to say, okay, goodbye. Right. This product works.
Yeah, that's, and the truth of the matter is that when you plug these in, there's nothing to do. You never have to do anything else because they are going to work 24 hours a day, whether you're home or not. I've had a set in my house now for the last 4 years, and I'm telling you, I haven't had to do anything. We haven't seen any pests in our home. You'll hear people call in time and again about the rats, the mice, the ants, the roaches, the spiders, all the things these work on. Let's talk about spiders for a second, okay? Because you notice when we talked about everything on this table, there is not a single thing on this whole table that gets rid of spiders except for the Bell & Howell Pest Repellers. There's no poisons, there's no traps, there's nothing out here that you can use to get rid of spiders. I'm talking about venomous spiders, the poisonous kind, and the non-venomous kind. You know, even if they're good spiders, we don't want them. We don't like them, okay? These are going to get rid of them. And even if you bought a set 2 years ago, you can mix and match. You can add these to the ones that you've already got.
Folks, the technology is proven.
Yes.
You know, it's so funny doing this now because we're so far down the road with so many proven 5-star results, so much evidence that people say, yes, it's exactly what Lou and Adam said on the TV screen. Yep. They work. There is a natural amount of skepticism though, because how can something so inexpensive and so simple do such a big job Folks, it does. Lou's going to tell you again about our quality assurance and quality control department here at HSN. They are on site and they are tough.
Yeah.
Folks, they have to prove that it works before it's allowed to come on the screen.
And people always ask me, well, do these work on other species? They might. I can't say it because legally we had to test these on 5 different species because, frankly, it's really expensive testing. All right, so we picked out the 5 most common things. Rats, mice, ants, roaches, and spiders. We can definitively say these are going to repel those species from the localized areas in which these are working.
Since we're so busy and since these will sell out tonight, we're going to spend, if it's okay with Lou, just an extra 90 seconds or so. This is the only opportunity to get them. And it's just a limited quantity. They're always in demand. I wish we had, to be honest, I wish we had more of them. Yeah. With everyone on the phone, I have about 300 left. It's that popular. Get them and try them. Listen, you know, HSN is going to celebrate 39 or maybe even 40 years this year. We are famous for our no quibble, money back guarantee. Put these in your home, in every room of the house. If within 30 days you don't think your home is more pest-free, more bug-free, send them right back for a refund. But I promise you, it is all good with these.
Yeah, and we hear that time and again from folks that have an infestation, have a pest problem. They plug these in within a couple of days. They're like, you know what? I just noticed we don't have the bugs anywhere. We don't have the mice anywhere. We don't have the rats anywhere. And it's a great feeling. You know, my mom used to get field mice all the time coming into her basement. She plugged a couple of these in down there, and now the problem is gone. Because if you think about it, the way that these work, imagine if you were someplace and, all right, for instance, have you ever had your burglar alarm go off? You know, right, and it has that siren attached to it. You want to get out of that room or turn it off really badly, okay? That's the same thing that happens to the rats, the mice, the ants, the roaches, the spiders.
They run away.
They run away because the sound is so disorienting. It's so grating on them. They just want to get away from it. And that's going on 24 hours a day within your home. You can't hear it, so don't worry about it. It's not going to bother you. It's not going to bother your pets. It's not going to bother your children. But the rats, the mice, the ants, the roaches, the spiders, they absolutely hate it. Now, if you keep rats or mice as pets, if you have gerbils, if you have hamsters or anything like that, very simple solution, don't put one of these in the room where you're keeping those pets, because if you do, they're going to get very angry with you. So don't put these in there, okay? The rest of the house, cover it, and remember, as Adam said earlier, if it's a 2-story or 3-story dwelling, buy 1 set for every floor of the house.
We are so proud to partner with Bell and Howell as well. You talk about a company with a history and a heritage.
Over 100 years.
I mean, these folks know what they're doing. The amazing thing to me is now how they've refined the technology and the price point. This used to be $30 for one.
Yes.
Then I remember 7, 8 years ago, back in England, it would be, you know, in English money, about £30 for 2 of them. And that was a good deal. You're getting 6 of these for $29.95.
The features.
Oh, well, don't be confused. This is not the normal collection. This is the upgraded collection.
This is upgraded, because remember, look right down here. You're getting 2 of them that have the night lights and the outlet. You're getting 2 of the standard models, and then you're getting 2 with the extra night lights on them. So you're really getting a feature-rich set right here. And, you know, something for every room in the house. Remember, multi-story dwellings, buy a set for every floor. All right, you need to have that coverage.
Stay right there. Do not hang up if you're ordering online or through the mobile app. Make sure your order is confirmed. Tonight, we're going to save $10. If you buy an additional set, I believe you get half off the shipping and handling as well. I do wish we had more. Luke,